Coordinate geometry, working out the coordinates of a midpoint. We have 2 points, A and B, with coordinates 4, 3 and 10, 7. M is the midpoint of the line segment AB. The x-coordinate for the midpoint comes from the x-coordinates for A and B. So if you look at the 4 and the 10, we're looking for the average of those two numbers. So 4 plus the 10 is 14, and then halve that gives you 7. And to get the midpoint y-coordinate, you do the same with the y values there. So you've got 7, you've got 3, add them together, that gives you 10, divide by 2, that gives you 5. You can also use a basic formula to work out the midpoint. So we have 2 points here, x1, y1. It's the first point. The second point has coordinates x2, y2. So add the x coordinates together and divide by 2. And then add the y coordinates together and divide by 2. So these two values here will give you the x and y coordinate for the midpoint. Working out the midpoint of the line segment AB. So let's start with the x coordinates. So we've got a -4, we've got a +4 here, so add them together, divide by 2. So that will give you the x coordinate for the midpoint. Do the same with the y values. You've got a -6, so add them together. Be careful with the signs there. Add them together, divide by 2. So -4 plus 4 is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. -6, add -8 gives you -14. That divided by 2 gives you -7. So the midpoint has these coordinates. In this example, the midpoint is given to you. So M is the midpoint of the line segment AB, but the coordinates for B are missing. So how do you work out the coordinates for B when the midpoint is given? Okay, let's start with the x coordinate for B. Look at all these x values here. To get from 4 to 6, you're adding 2. So you're moving along 2 units in the x direction. And if we do exactly the same thing again, so to that 6 there, if we just add the same value, +2, that gives 8. And then the y coordinates, if we do exactly the same, to go from the 5 to the 4, we're subtracting 1, and repeat that again. So from the 4, if we subtract 1, we get 3. So there you go. B has coordinates 8, 3. And just to test these values here to make sure they're correct, let's assume that the midpoint isn't given to you, but we know the coordinates for A and B. So then the coordinates for the midpoint would be, starting with the x values, we've got 4 and an 8. So you know that you have to add them together and then divide by 2. Do the same with the y coordinates, 5 and 3. So 5 plus 3 divided by 2. So these are the coordinates for the midpoint. So the midpoint has the x coordinate 8 plus 4, which is 12, divided by 2 is 6. Y coordinate 5 plus 3 is 8, divided by 2, 4. And as you can see, these are the same.